Happy October, everybody. Welcome back to Cooking with Kat and Steph.
Hello, hello. Hi, everyone.
Welcome to those of you that are new. I think you said you let 19 people into the group in the last hour and a half.
Yeah.
So welcome to the 19 of you and to anyone else who has joined our group in the last 7 days.
Which was over 100.
That's amazing. We are so happy you are here. We're going to tell you a little bit about what it is that we do, but I'm Kat, I'm a dietitian.
And I'm Stephanie, and I'm a speech pathologist.
And we are the Dysphagia duo. We help people with swallowing disorders, and we love to answer questions about nutrition. We love to answer questions about swallowing. Hi, Carol. So we're just so happy that y'all are here.
Yes.
Click on that comment and I'll add everyone. Okay. So, Dysphagia Duo, Cooking with Kat and Steph, live at 5:30 p.m. every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday. With occasional
Exceptions.
days off.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep, life happens and we have to respect
We still have to do
what
life.
happens in our lives. So for those of you that are new, we already said this, but for those of you that are new, we are so happy you've joined the group.
Yes.
We are here to answer your questions. We are here to support you. We are here to provide education.
And it doesn't matter what the question is. Whether it's something that we specialize in here at Dysphagia Duo, or whether we can answer a question to get you to the right people, we want to answer your questions.
Yes. Because one of the things that we have learned about working in healthcare is that we have to collaborate. And if you can't ask questions to healthcare professionals, how do you know where you're going to get to next?
Right.
Because we know people and we know what other professions do. So we want to support your journey, even if it's not with us.
Yes, absolutely. We want you to have the answers, or at least find the people that have the answers.
Yes, absolutely. So welcome. To those of you that are not new here, welcome back. We're happy to see you again. For everyone, we would love for you to say hi in the comments. We love sometimes to hear where people are watching from.
Yes.
Sometimes we get Australia. Sometimes we get
The UK.
we get a lot of UK, Croatia. Amber.
Oh my gosh.
Hi.
Amber, how long has it been?
It's so nice to see you.
Yes. I hope you're doing great.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, Tim.
Austin, Minnesota.
Nice.
Love that. The Great White North. Unless that's in the South. I don't actually know where Austin is at.
Of Minnesota?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Cool. Welcome.
All of Minnesota is cold.
The southern part isn't as bad as the northern part.
No,
but
I agree,
yes,
but
it's cold.
it's still Minnesota.
It's just like Wisconsin's still cold.
Right.
Okay, so what are we cooking today?
Well, we're cooking acorn squash. Actually, we have pre-cooked
Cool.
acorn squash.
Yes. And so you can do this a number of ways. So we just cut it in half. Helps if you have a very sharp knife. Thank you for the sharp knife.
You're welcome.
By the way. Home of Spam. You know what? When I drove from Washington to Indiana, I think I actually drove through there, now that I'm thinking about it. Because that's ringing a lot of bells.
Deja vu.
Love it. Thank you, Tim. That's fantastic. We should do a Spam episode sometime. Very non-dietitian-like, but it sounds like fun.
Okay.
If y'all are interested in that, let us know.
Okay, so we pre-cooked because baking
Takes forever.
a winter squash will take a while. So we cooked it upside down with a little bit of water in our dish. We salt and peppered it, a little bit of water in the dish, covered it with saran or plastic wrap, and microwaved it for...
I did 6 minutes and then 3 minutes and then another 2 minutes because it wasn't quite there yet.
So it's ready to go, but we're going to stuff it and make it even yummier.
Yes, we are. I'm a huge fan of squash, and it is squash season.
Yes, it is.
So we did butternut squash a couple of weeks ago, and that was delightful.
Yes.
So what are we going to stuff this squash with? So I just turned our pan on.
Okay.
Olive oil. We're going to start with onion. We like to start everything with onion because it smells good. It's high in fiber, called inulin. So we don't want to go too crazy because that can be too much inulin is hard on your digestive system, but
If you're not used to it.
a little bit is really good because it feeds all that good bacteria in there. So we're always going to start with this. I didn't see garlic, but we'll add a little bit of garlic powder-ish, something like that.
Am I out of garlic?
I didn't see any in the dish, but that's okay.
Oh, I have some downstairs from the garden.
We work with what we got, right?
Yeah.
And we don't need to go back downstairs to get it because I'm pretty sure you've got powder.
I have powder. That's fine.
So,
All right.
oil just shimmering, not smoking.
Yep.
So the pan is on medium-low heat. This burner that we're using gets real hot.
Pretty hot.
My left front burner at my house gets super hot also, so a little on the cooler side. So we're going to use some mushrooms. So we just took some baby portobello mushrooms. I got lazy and I put them in the little teeny tiny food chopper that we have. And this thing has seen better days, but I think I've only charged it 2 or 3 times in the 2 or 3 years that I've had it. The charge on this thing lasts a long time. So then you just blitz it up and you end up with tiny little mushrooms. And you're not even going to notice that these are here because this is going to cook down to almost nothing. Mm-hmm. But mushrooms are a good source of fiber, and they actually have a good amount of vitamin D2 in them.
Oh.
So we like the mushrooms. Hey, Edie. So nice to see you, darling. Okay. Then we have some herbs. We have some sage and some thyme that we chopped up. If you don't want to do the chopping with a knife of the herbs, get a coffee grinder or a mortar and pestle and grind them up like that. We're going to put these in right on top of the onion because we want them to cook down and get as soft as possible, because for some of you, herbs are going to be really difficult. So we want to cook these from the beginning to get them nice and soft.
You can use powdered also.
Yep.
If you have the spices in powdered form, it will be easier, but be careful, don't use as much. They will be stronger.
Yes. Very concentrated flavor. Okay, so while we're doing that, let's start with some questions in the group that we've had this week. 43 minutes ago. Has anyone used Botox or Vital Stim for dysphagia? Since I'm sick, my pocketing has been both anterior and posterior sialorrhea. So I believe sialorrhea is extra saliva, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So anterior and posterior, so front and back. So Stephanie is very familiar with the use of Vital Stim. I think we've talked about it every week for the last 2 or 3 weeks. And then you're also pretty familiar with the use of Botox for the swelling. I know we've had clients in the past who have used it, and then others who you have said absolutely do not.
I think it needs to be something of exclusion. I really would rather everyone try other things first, because if you paralyze things that are already not working very well, because that's what Botox does. Botox paralyzes muscles. So if it's because your upper esophageal sphincter doesn't open, then you can paralyze it in the open position. But then that sets you up for reflux not being stopped at that level.
Right.
So it could make things worse. So it's not a decision to be made lightly.
Right. And then Vital Stim has to be used by a certified professional.
Yes. So a speech pathologist has to go and take a course, probably one of the harder courses I've ever taken after college.
Yeah.
And Actually, to qualify to take the course, the online course that you had to take was even harder. But anyway,
Wow.
doesn't matter.
This is a good thing though, because we don't want just anybody doing this.
So Vital Stim is essentially electrical stim that helps the muscles of swallowing get information about movement. It also can help them move. It also can create the resistance to movement, which is what we do when we lift weights. We are resisting movement, so it builds muscle. So can Vital Stim help? What was the question about?
It
Pocketing?
was pocketing. Yes.
Yes, it can help pocketing if used correctly, and as long as there are some diagnoses that it doesn't work for, typically neurological diagnoses, some of them.
Yeah.
Some of the diagnoses, it works great.
So a speech therapist will be able to tell you after thorough evaluation if this is the right treatment or not.
If they are Vital Stim certified,
Right.
they would understand it better.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. If you have any further questions about that, please shoot us a message or leave us another comment. Vital Stim is not one of those things you can just buy a machine online and do it yourself. If you do that, you risk causing further damage and injury, and we do not want that because these muscles are so teeny tiny. This has to be very precise, right?
Correct.
So do it the safe way. Okay. So we also do a weekly win post, and I just want to say these wins are fantastic.
Yeah, we had some really good wins this week. We're so excited for you guys.
So someone found out they do not have a pathogenic mutation that increases cancer risk. Can't tell you how happy that made my heart when I read that. So happy for you. We had another that commented on her mindset win.
That's huge.
And her mindset win led to her being able to eat a higher level of solid food
Which is
than
amazing.
she's been. Which I think we talk about the mental health piece, the gut-brain connection piece.
Yep.
So often this is a direct example of that. So I love that. We had someone who slept well last night for the first time in like 3 days, which huge win.
That makes a big difference.
Yep.
Really big difference.
And then I think I saw her name a few minutes ago at the top, Carol, if you're still here. Believe it or not, after a few weeks getting a Vitamix changed my life. This week my sister heard about it and brought me hers. She's never used it. It was still in the box, brand new.
That's amazing.
Vitamix 7500. How cool. So cool. Oh my goodness. That is amazing. We're so happy for you.
What goes next? The sausage?
Yeah.
Does it say how much?
So I halved this recipe.
Okay.
So it does say, this says 1 pound, so 8-ish ounces will be probably more than enough. This already smells so good with the onions and the herbs.
Fall.
I am going to get a little bit of water. I guess it doesn't matter if it's cold because we're just going to... The recipe calls for cream. We are going to use goat cheese and a little bit of water instead of the cream. Stephanie, typically what she does is she will add a pinch of salt to the water anytime she's blending. Because we're adding salt in here, we're not going to add salt to the water. But when we blend, we'll probably do that. So every time you put an ingredient in, we want you to add a pinch of salt and pepper. The reason for this is we want the flavors that are in there to be released by that little tiny bit of salt. What this is going to do is layer the flavors. The reason is by the time we get to blend, for those of you that need pureed, it's going to make those flavors pop and taste really, really good. It's not going to be salty, but it's going to have extra flavor that a typical puree would not have. So we want you to layer your seasoning as you go and as you add ingredients to this.
I'm just adding it all.
Okay.
I don't know how many ounces it is.
That's okay.
But what would I do with the what was that?
We have to find a way to eat it, I guess. This is going to be delicious.
This will just make more.
Yep. Do you want me to throw
I
the
don't
barley in?
Go for it.
So the recipe called for rice.
But we had barley. How exciting! How fun is that?
So we're using it. I love barley.
I do too.
It's got such a beautiful flavor that I think most people don't get to enjoy because they forget about it. So Carol says, I'm finding that I'm enjoying adding cottage cheese to a lot of my soups. Aside from taste, is there an added benefit to that? There is. Cottage cheese is higher in protein. It's a good source of calcium. And texturally, it's going to do some really nice things to help that smooth and puree.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we love that idea. So yes, Carol, lots of benefits. Okay, so next question on and if you guys have questions as we're talking and going through what we're cooking, please ask them in the comments. We will answer them right here and now. So next question, does a 28-degree curve in the spine cause issues? It's from L4 to T1. My issue, allergies, gastritis, autism, scoliosis, coordination, and balance, ADHD. I'm wondering how they might all interplay and whether autism, allergies, or something else causes issues with swallowing, mostly drinking and spitting. I don't know why it did this. I must have clicked on something funny. So lots and lots of symptoms here for this person. Because I hit insight instead of. So globus, belching, coughing, spitting, regurgitation, heartburn. When sick, lungs have a hard time clearing mucus, and I get a lot of bronchitis episodes. And annually gets things like laryngospasms and bronchospasms. So that curve is down here.
Mm-hmm. But I have to say that anything that changes your place in space can change your swallowing. Can put pressure in areas that normally wouldn't.
Because you sit different. So that does make sense. Because initially my response is no, but absolutely it can. Typically we're more concerned with what's going on here, but we talk a lot about posture and how people sit or how they are in space. I like that terminology, especially when they're eating and drinking. So I think that if it's a problem for you, it's a problem for you. And so the comment about gastritis and heartburn.
Yeah. I mean, you could be because of where in which direction the scoliosis goes.
It says a 28-degree curve. It doesn't say where or what direction.
So to the right, to the left, forward, backward. I don't know which direction, but depending on which direction the curve goes, could be putting pressure on any of your other internal organs.
Yeah, which affects your nervous system intervention. So do I need to add some water to this? What do you think?
I mean, you could. Wouldn't hurt.
Okay, we're just going to add a tiny bit just to hydrate, make sure our barley is hydrated.
Yeah, because the barley was pre-cooked.
Yep.
And frozen and defrosted.
Yep. So typically when you freeze things, they're a little bit more dehydrated. So a little bit of water or broth, whatever you want to use is fine. The recipe did call for cream, which will make this super creamy. Like I said, we're going to throw some goat cheese in here. So the other thing for you that I wanted to add is that nutrition for you is just as important because of all these other things, including the allergies. I would say autism and ADHD have been shown to be affected by certain things in the diet. Delicious.
Oh, man.
So moving to a healthy diet and away from some of those processed high sugar foods is going to be really, really beneficial for the way your brain and your body interact. So,
because if we can optimize anything, that's something that we can optimize. Because that's something you can control.
Yeah.
Whereas with the scoliosis, you can't control that.
Right.
So when you find something that you can control that will help, do it.
Yeah, 100%.
How much of this are we going to put? All of it?
I think we should put half or 2/3 in it and then some over the top because this does say to bake it for a few minutes. I don't know that we need to. I think the baking is mostly just to melt the cheese and make sure everything's heated through.
Well, I can throw it in the
your fancy little oven?
in the air fryer, yeah.
Okay. Love it. Okay. So moving on to our next question. Anyone that's live have questions, please throw them out here and we will answer them. So this person says, can anyone eat chips? It seems to be the only thing I can eat with full confidence along with tomato bisque, and it's very confusing. I can see how that would be confusing because a lot of people stay away from things that are crunchy and sharp, but Stephanie, I'm sure, has a wonderful answer for this because I've heard her answer it before.
Well, I mean, I think that sensory feedback is very important. Mm-hmm. And sometimes with potato chips or whatever kind of chips, you're getting more feedback, and so your muscles have more information to act on. Mm-hmm. Why does that not correlate to other things? It just may be a different type of communication that your brain is not responding to yet. But that's something that could be trained, especially if the crunchy helps. Uh-huh. I would say that would be something that I'd really want to focus on.
Yeah.
And start spreading out some of that sensory information into.
And so because everyone's different and everyone's cause of dysphagia and symptoms are different, this is not the case for everyone, right? A lot of you are like, I can't even go close to chips.
No, yeah, absolutely.
But for those of you that can, I want you to think about what's going on and what's happening. I'm also curious what kind of chips. Yeah. Are they extra salty chips? Are they chips that have MSG on them? So there are some ingredients that increase that sensory feedback and do some of those things also.
Yeah, so flavors too.
Flavors, 100%.
So spicy barbecue chips may be different than just plain potato chips.
And I'm thinking like Cool Ranch Dorito chips. If I remember, they used to give me like a sour-ish flavor. I don't know. I haven't had them in a while. But I think or are they something like Cheetos Puffs? Something like that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm curious as to what kind of chips.
That meltdown.
Yeah. Yeah. And then are you drinking something afterwards to help wash them down? Or is that where the soup comes in? I'm curious. I like all this information. Okay. Okay. Our person from earlier has another question about the pocketing. Pocketing is really bad today with the common cold. I usually get fluid stuck in my lungs. Hopefully some Sudafed will help. Lots of anterior and probably posterior sialorrhea. Already went through an entire tissue box. I do feel bad because people have so much worse. I don't want people to compare theirs to other people's because everyone's is so different. And I know it's hard not to. That looks so good.
You should taste it because it's really good.
So the other thing is, I don't like mushrooms a whole lot, but I love putting them in stuff like this because you don't even know they're there.
I didn't know you didn't like mushrooms a whole lot.
I'm getting better.
Didn't know that.
Like, I can now do mushrooms on pizza, whereas 10 years ago, not on your life.
Interesting. I love mushrooms.
So this is at a level 6. IDDSI, soft and bite-sized the way it is.
It's even.
Oh my goodness. The goat cheese just brought all those flavors together.
Yep.
I'm glad we did that instead of using what the recipe told us to use.
Yeah.
We
I
like
don't know
to change
how cream
things.
would be. So you could add cream cheese if you don't like goat cheese.
Absolutely. And I think that would bind it together really nicely also. Because I know for some of you, you can't do rice or barley or things like that because they tend to fall apart. They don't stick together.
This will help bind it.
Yeah, absolutely. You need something like that to keep it together. Oh, that's so tasty.
And it will puree beautifully.
It should. I'm really excited to puree it. Okay. This is an old person that we haven't talked to in a while. She says, so I've been on a puree diet since fall of 2023. I want to try eating moist and bite-sized, but because I've had choking episodes where the Heimlich maneuver was required on 5 occasions, I don't typically. My family and care team are rightfully hesitant to try it. I did get my doctor to agree to at least repeat my swallow study. These are the findings, and I'd like opinions. Fluoroscopic guidance was provided for a modified barium swallow performed by speech-language pathologist. Thin fluids penetration with silent aspiration. Banana, transient aspiration with moderate penetration. Cookie, there was a significant delay in transit within the upper esophagus, which gave the patient the sensation of food sticking and slowed transit through the esophagus. Moderate penetration, no aspiration. This cleared with subsequent and thickened water.
I'm going to have to look at that again.
I thought you might.
Let me stand right here. Penetration. Okay, I'm not worried about penetration. Banana transient aspiration. Transient.
What's that mean?
It means not a lot, very little, and not necessarily at any regular interval.
Okay. So thin fluids are a problem because they're going down with no cough, right? That's where the silent aspiration
Well, it's
comes
penetration. It's not aspiration. So it's not going down below the level of the
It's
pulse.
silent aspiration right there.
Oh, well then,
Thin fluids. But if
why
she
would
goes,
you say penetration?
I don't know.
Did they mean silent penetration? Why would you call it penetration if it's aspiration?
This was not your report, clearly.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, whoever wrote that. Transient aspiration with moderate penetration. Okay. Cookie, there was a significant delay in transit. Okay, so that tells me the esophagus is having some troubles. Transit throughout the esophagus. Yeah, I would say that there's some strengthening that needs to be done at the pharyngeal level because of the penetration and the little bit of aspiration. Banana transient aspiration. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I would definitely say that there is some work that can be done at the pharyngeal level, esophageal level. You may need to puree. And it looks like the thickened liquids is probably where you need to be. So I'm guessing a thicker thickened liquid.
A thicker, thickened liquid. So that would be like a moderately thick, like a honey thick, probably. Or a little thicker than that would probably. It's hard to tell without her seeing the.
Well, I wish I knew what they gave.
Yeah.
Moderate penetration, no aspiration. This cleared with thickened water. How thick?
Yeah.
Nectar, honey.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, I would say.
Puree.
I don't know what how thin the pureed would need to be, but I would want to know how the thickened liquid did in the esophagus also.
Right. Very curious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See the whole. I'd like to see the whole
Thing.
the whole report.
Okay. All right.
Whole report.
Lots going on there.
Yes.
Our next question was, does anyone puree with a NutriBullet? I'm pretty sure we have had people puree with a NutriBullet in the past. Do you have one?
I don't know.
I don't think that's what it is.
No, well, I had a NutriBullet, and the one that Hannah had given me.
She
that
tried to
had
make
in
hummus
college.
in it, and it didn't work very well.
It didn't work. Yeah,
Okay. That was a long time ago.
but that was back when Hannah was
That was a long
starting
time
college.
ago.
So that's. I think that
That was before you and I met.
Blenders have gotten, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Have gotten better in the meantime.
Okay. Parent question. Looking for some help. My son has been diagnosed with penetration with tiny bit found aspiration. He is honey thick, pudding thick. No symptoms except sometimes a wet noise. After 1 year, his symptoms are nearly gone, only come when he gets a bad cold. Drinking, eating, growing normally. He's now 2. At the age the doctor said impossible to do a swallow test. Haven't done an x-ray for months. Yet we have been scheduled for supraglottoplasty in a few months, which I have no idea why. I've asked, they said it will help with his aspiration. I Googled and it said this was operation only when aspiration is severe. My son only has wet noise when he has a bad cold, so I'm struggling to understand their decision. They gave little information. I kept asking if my son's symptoms meant he can outgrow naturally without medical intervention. If there is a chance, we will wait a bit longer and see how. I'm looking for some experiences here. Wow.
It's been diagnosed with penetration with tiny bit of aspiration. Yeah. I would ask more questions.
Yeah.
I would, if he's not showing any respiratory symptoms of aspiration, then I would ask if you could put it off.
I
For a little
think
while.
surgery is always hard on the body.
Yep.
If he's growing normally, that's fantastic. I
And-
love hearing that.
And if there's no respiratory symptoms
Right. And
of aspiration.
everyone gets that wet sound when they have a cough or a cold or mucus in there. So I can't say that's out of the ordinary. I have that when I have extra mucus or when my allergies are bad.
I would ask questions.
Yeah.
I would go to your medical team and ask questions. Just say, why are we doing this? He's been doing well.
Yeah.
And ultimately, you have the decision.
Yep.
You have the right to make the decision whether you want it or not.
Right.
I would ask them more questions. Why are we doing this surgery? What are the risks? What are the rewards? And weigh those out.
Yeah.
Because if it's truly just penetration with a little bit of aspiration, it may be able to wait. As he grows, those muscles may kick in more and it be even less.
Right. I'm happy to hear that he's growing normally. It's really important. It's a good sign.
Yep.
Okay. Our thoughts and prayers are with you, and please reach out if you have more questions, because that's significant, right? Okay. I had a barium swallow today. They said all looked good, so now I have to see a speech pathologist and a GI doctor to check and see if I have silent GERD. I just want to get better. We just want you to get better too.
Yeah.
Ask your speech language pathologist lots of questions. I'm curious about silent reflux also. I think it affects a lot of people. I think non-silent reflux affects a lot of people.
And esophageal motility.
Yes.
I'd
Yes.
be curious about that.
Yep.
So did they, my question would be, did they look at the esophagus at all during?
The barium swallow?
Yeah. If it was a regular barium swallow, they did. That's all they did. But if it was a modified barium swallow, they may not have looked at the.
Lots of comments here too, so that's wonderful.
I am just so proud of the entire group that they answer each other's questions.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Okay. Kirk, you can puree just about anything. Last night was meatloaf, and today lunch was pizza. My ninja is getting a workout.
I've been hungry for meatloaf.
You go, dude. Let's make
Meatloaf
meatloaf
sounds
sometime.
good.
'Tis the season.
I know.
Warm,
I know.
hearty.
It's just it's a long one.
It's a long one, I know.
Yeah.
Well, we could do, we'll have to see if we can do meatloaf on here, because I think that would be a great plan. Like little meatloaves that'll cook pretty fast in here. Mashed potatoes, side of green beans, something like that. Something's excited over there. Okay.
Goodness.
Okay. We have pureed pizza in the past. I think I brought a Little Caesars pizza and we like deconstructed it and pureed some of that. And
We've also made homemade pizza.
we have.
And
It always turns out good.
yeah.
And the pureed version tastes good too.
Yeah.
So yes, it's doable. Is there anyone who's been told nothing they can do? What happens with advanced disease? Any advice will help, please. Okay.
Yeah, I would ask what advanced disease.
Okay, so first and foremost, a dietitian should always tell you there's always something you can do with your nutrition, regardless of the texture level where you're on. And that's why we do what we do, because we want to show that we can get good nutrition into you
At any level.
At any level. With
Whatever you can eat, we can get good nutrition into you.
Yes. So if we can improve your nutrition, we can improve a lot of things about your health. We may not be able to reverse your swallowing disorder, but we can improve a lot of things with your health through your nutrition. And that's why we do what we do. So in one of the comments, it looks like GERD, sphincter's not working, histamine issues. Histamine is a response by your body to foods. So I would start with, can we look at a low histamine diet and see if that will be beneficial for decreasing some of that response? Can we address the reflux through changing some things in your diet, getting rid of some of those things that are triggers or are causing you some trouble? This looks delightful. So as it is, this would be a level 7 or a regular. I think this squash.
I think if you scoop it out you don't eat the skin anyway.
Nope.
I think if you scoop it out, it's level 6.
I think so too. I agree.
Potentially, even if you cut everything small enough, it could even potentially be level 5.
I agree.
I think our barley
is not quite a level 5.
Is not quite a level 5.
Okay, so let's throw it in our handy dandy little food processor and get it to a level 5.
Let me get some of that amazing squash. It's toasty.
That's hot.
Get some more of that squash.
Yeah, this squash is super soft. If we were to put it on a plate with a fork, it'd go right through the tines of a fork, which technically is a level 5.
So everything but the barley.
Okay. And then here's our handy dandy blender. Okay. So, yes, through nutrition, there's always something we can do to help. So our AI assistant has written, what helped you manage dysphagia symptoms during meals? I am curious what everybody said. And these are all recommendations I think that you've given people in the past, so I love this. Eating very slowly, chewing my food as thoroughly as possible, small bites, and lots of water. Yep, okay. Always have a liquid when eating. You would call that a liquid wash.
I would. Well, that's if you alternate a liquid and...
purified or liquefied food and thickened water. Good. Drink warm water before swallowing difficult foods and add extra lubrication saliva-producing meds. Okay, like it. Eating slowly, stopping for a few minutes on and off during the meal, and drinking Pedialyte to help with the burp. So some people have different liquids that make them burp or belch. And those might not be something you would expect. So whatever works for you to help relieve some of that pressure that builds up, if it helps. Eating slowly, chewing lots, drinking hot water after each bite. Not scorching hot, but super warm.
Agreed.
I like it. Ice or water, depending on what you can have. And then lastly, TV or YouTube to distract you from the thought of swallowing. Does it help? A little bit. So worth a try. 3 years on, and I had to slowly get rid of every toxic person, which sadly helped a lot more than I'd admit. It also proved it was more to do with my people pleasing. My heart is with you. So in the business group we were in a couple years ago, one of the very, very successful physical therapists in that group, she's very successful. You probably remember, she had a staph infection on her face. And she did everything she could possibly do. Eating right, working out, drinking lots of water, taking all the antibiotics and medications, putting all the creams and stuff on her face. Not until she got out of the toxic place that she was in did it start to heal. So you can do everything right, but you have to put your mental health first. So very, very proud of you for taking care of yourself.
This smells amazing.
It smells amazing. I love it. Okay. So level 5 is right here. The barley is still a little big, but I think if I were to mash it, it's pretty small, actually. Level 6. Level 5, which almost looks pureed because the squash
cheese.
and the cheese just got it soup, but it's definitely moist, which is kind of the goal with level 5. Okay.
And this is so smooth.
Ooh, that's beautiful. I can't wait
You
to try
wouldn't
this.
think that sausage crumbles would puree so smooth.
Right. But I think we've shown over and over again that they do. Because every time we use them.
Right. Well, I will tell you why they have pureed so smooth. It's because of the barley that we have in there. If you had rice, it would do the same thing.
Starch is really important.
And I think the squash did too.
All right.
Because I think that fiber helps to...
Yeah, I agree. And it's a little bit starchy. I can't wait to try this.
Ooh.
Of course I did.
Oh, yeah.
That's a winner. Okay. I'll have to find the recipe again and post it for you all. I got it online somewhere.
Yeah. It's in...
This is Food and Cooking. By Georgia Good and recipe by Maggie Chaplin. I'll track it down. I was looking for fall recipes for work to post for people and found this one and I was like, hey, Steph, we should make this one.
So, soft and bite-sized, I'm sorry, minced and moist, very, very easy. That, I think the goat cheese made it, helps it to stay as a bolus, together, so you don't have all those.
Yep. So, our next one on here, what has been the primary cause of getting dysphagia? 88 people responded to this, I think. That's pretty fantastic. I can't wait to read through them because I haven't read through them all. This is
really good.
Really, I haven't tried the regular yet, but.
Get some of that goat cheese.
Oh, yeah. And if you don't like goat cheese, like she said, use cream cheese or something along that line.
Which one do you like
Not
better?
a whole lot of comments today. It's a tie.
Yeah?
Between the pureed and the minced and moist. Because the flavor of this, once again, if we just made this into a soup.
You could add cream to that and make it into a
high calorie. Soup. Your dog wants some. He always wants some. Hi, Megan. This is so good.
Yeah.
For those of you who say you can't do puree, I'm telling you, this is worth it.
This is really, really good. And if you need super smooth and thinner, I would take this, puree it to that level, add cream or milk or something that you can have. If not that, use a broth of some kind, thin it out. It would be so delicious. Hi, Ashley Dashner.
Hi.
Did you see Abe? Abe makes his cameo every now and then.
Yep. So nice to see you, Ashley.
Yeah.
I'll have to come see you in person sometime. Okay. Let's do one more. Can GERD cause this, or should I be looking for a primary cause? Thank you. Yes.
Yes, it can. Yes, it can.
And it looks like there are 29 comments on this one, and it looks like a couple of people have said yes. There are so many causes of dysphagia.
And GERD is definitely one of them.
Yes. I wish it weren't, but it is. Kathy from New Zealand. Oh my goodness. Welcome. I think we saw you last week or the week before now. I can't remember. All my days are running together.
You already had dinner.
Buddy.
You already had dinner, buddy.
This is Abe.
He's getting his nose a little too close.
He thinks it smells good too.
He wants to try it too.
Of course he does. This is delicious. Okay. What other questions? Oh,
Yeah.
Debbie said, what's your dog's name?
Abraham. We call him Abe. Sorry, buddy.
turned and looked.
I did not. I did not call you. His name is Abraham. Big dog, you need a big name, right?
And he's got that long, narrow face that Abraham Lincoln. He just, yeah. He'd look great with a top hat on, too. We should get him one for Halloween.
We could.
All right. What other questions do you guys have?
Yeah. For the 6 people here, ask questions. You've got us.
Yep.
To yourselves.
Yep.
I really, really like acorn squash too. So I could eat this.
And it's so smooth and it purees. So in our cookbook that is available for sale on our website in the shop section, we have an acorn squash. Is it an acorn squash or is it sweet potato? No,
It's sweet potato. Souffle.
But I think you could do it either way.
It's not a souffle. It's sweet potato.
Like pudding
Custard, yeah.
style custard. I think you could make it with acorn squash
You
also,
could make it
or
with-
butternut
yeah.
squash.
I usually really like butternut squash more than acorn, but this one's super sweet.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
I think the flavors in the stuffing bring out the sweetness in the squash.
I agree.
Because the tart from the goat cheese. Okay, so Megan says, what was in it again? Acorn squash, barley, goat cheese, sausage. You're okay, Kathy. So it's a stuffed acorn squash. So we roasted the acorns. Well, we didn't roast it. We cooked it in the microwave in a little bit of water with some salt and pepper. And then in a pan, olive oil, onion, garlic, which we didn't have, but would be delicious
I forgot
also.
to put that in.
It doesn't need it. I didn't even notice.
It's very good.
Sage leaves and thyme leaves, chopped really small and cooked with everything, so you can't even hardly tell they're there. They're not even visible in the puree, which means that we cooked them well enough. Minced baby portobello mushrooms, sausage, salt, pepper, goat cheese.
And basically we use sausage crumbles. So if you got sausage, took it out of the casing and cooked it like a crumble, that would work.
And drained it.
And drained it.
And you could do that and then freeze it or use it right away.
Yep.
You could put it in smaller portions. You could make smaller portions. So this recipe called for 3 medium acorn squash. We did 1 acorn squash because clearly we don't need to make 3.
No.
But the flavor,
it's very filling. Like just the few bites that I ate, I feel almost satiated already.
Yeah. So I think that also has to do with the starch, which is the barley, which I didn't add. That was on the back page. So it called for rice. Steph had barley.
I had barley already made, so.
Fiber rich, very starchy, very filling. So we like starches. We like our carbohydrates because they are filling and they give us that satisfied feeling. which is important, especially for those of you that can't get a whole lot in. There's
also a lot of fiber in this.
So much. This meal is nutrient dense. So lots of fiber, like she said, lots of protein because of the sausage. And then the barley has a little bit of protein as well. And then the goat cheese has, I think, quite a bit of protein in it.
I think that goat cheese is the surprising,
winner.
Yeah.
1 ounce of goat cheese has 5 grams of protein in it.
Oh, okay. So.
Winner. Huge.
Yeah.
It adds that extra burst of flavor, though.
It does. It kind of gives you that kind of tanginess. Mm-hmm. If you don't like the tanginess of goat cheese, use cream cheese.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because that will help bind it all together. And it blends very well, too. Mm-hmm. So we mixed it in with the stuffing, and we put a little bit on top. So you can have that little taste of it when you bite into it. And then also it's in there to hold it all together.
Yep. Okay.
Good question.
Join us again next Wednesday. We haven't figured out what we're cooking next Wednesday, but maybe meatloaf. Who knows? We'll decide between now and then. If you have anything you want us to make, shoot us a message. Let us know what you're thinking. A lot of times in our membership, people will give us suggestions and we'll make something based on what they want to see. Mm. So if you're already in the membership, shoot us a message in our WhatsApp. And we've moved platforms from Telegram to WhatsApp for our membership. Seems to be going fairly well.
Yes, a lot less spam.
Our calendar for the membership is coming out this week. Right. Telegram turned into a not great experience.
Anyway.
So calendar for the membership is coming out this week. Not
tomorrow.
This weekend, but next weekend. We're going to be in Nashville.
That's how they say it there.
Nashville. Then I'm ready to go. For the big dietitian conference we call it FNCE. It's the Food and Nutrition Conference and Expo. So we're going to be there next weekend. We're going to have a table and talk to dietitians about what it is that we do and encourage that collaboration of care that we do. So we are very, very excited. We're going to do an event for our membership while we're there.
Yes, we are.
So be looking forward to that for those of you that are in the membership. And then we always do Q&A for the membership. We always do a dinner party where everybody brings a snack or a meal or a drink or
something to eat. Something that maybe you're not wanting to try without having some feedback about it while you're eating it.
What you're feeling, what you're experiencing, what your thought process is. Because it's scary. For a lot of you, it's scary. So her experience is very beneficial for that. And then we do a recipe club and we do a masterclass every month. So if you're interested in the membership, shoot us a message. You can check it out on the website as well under membership, dysphagiaduo.com. And then I already mentioned we have the cookbook there.
Yeah.
At some point we'll get the next one published. We're not there yet though.
Life
It's
happens.
been a long year and it's October.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's okay. We're here for the long haul. We're not going anywhere. Wednesday nights we plan on being here, and when we have time, we work on those other things.
Absolutely.
And we're always there at least once a week for our membership, for our events. Mm-hmm. But we have a messenger group that we are in constant communication with our members. That if they have a question right before dinner, how am I going to do this or whatever, shoot us a message.
We can see it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
I know. We can make, there's more.
I might eat the rest of that. Goodness gracious.
All right.
Okay.
Have a great week.
Yes.
It's supposed to be summer-like up here in Michigan.
Mm-hmm. It is.
We had a cool spell.
Yep. False fall.
It was super fake fall. I was very excited about it, and now it's gone.
I know. Yep. So we'll get back there, but
I think next week.
More fall food coming your way, everybody.
Yeah, I'm kind of hungry for soup.
Let's make soup next week then.
All right.
Okay.
What kind of soup do y'all want? Let us know.
Send us your thoughts on what kind of soup we should make. We'll see y'all next week. Take care, be safe, and we're here to support you.